Hey Bella, I have to finish my Aztec Spy journal project and I have no idea what to do for it. Any ideas?
Why don't you just use my time travel goggles? You can look at the Aztec in their daily lives.
That's super cool. Thanks, Bella. Oh my, I'm back in time with the Aztecs. And look, over there's two Aztecs getting married. The marriage ritual of the Aztecs is a complicated affair that involved the school, teachers, friends, and family. When the boy was in his late teens or early 20s, his family invited his teachers to a royal banquet. They presented the teachers with an axe to cut the boy from school. The strongest, oldest female relative carried the bride to the groom's house for the wedding. Their own clothes were tied together. This shows that they were now married. Aztec women throughout the empire were known for their weaving skills. By the age of 7, mothers were training their daughters to spin thread from a plant. By the age of 14, they were trained to weave that thread into cloth. The Aztecs grew wealthier and extended their empire through war. By the age of 12, all Aztec boys received training in how to fight and accompanied older warriors in battles. By the age of 17, an Aztec boy was required to be a warrior for 5 years with no pay.
'Cause it's time to go beast mode.
Had two schools, the Kalmiak and the Tepachli. Boys in the Kalmiak were taught to be good rulers and high priests. They learned warfare, singing, dancing, religion, citizenship, mathematics, law, writing, astronomy, and medicine. The priests were strict and punished boys who did not behave by shaving their heads or sticking them with cactus spines. Students in the Tepachli were taught warfare and how to participate in religious ceremonies by singing and dancing. They were also strictly disciplined and taught to be obedient to rulers and priests. Girls were taught at home by their mothers to be skilled in household tasks such as weaving, cooking, and keeping a clean home. The highest class was the ruler, his family, and other nobles. They owned the empire and made decisions about the government. Below them were the priests. They were the most educated class and ran schools to train other priests. Warriors were the third highest class. They carried out the wishes of the rulers and priests. Tradesmen were the middle class. Throughout their traveling, buying, and selling, the empire and its rulers grew richer. The next class were the craftsmen, who made jewels, built homes, quarried stone, and performed other skilled labor. Next were the peasants. Most people belonged to this class. As they worked as farmers, they grew food for themselves and the empire. The lowest class was made up of the slaves. People were enslaved if they were prisoners of war, owed money, or they were criminals being punished. The marketplace in the Aztec city was usually held in front of the town's temples. A wide variety of goods could be found there. Food, animal skins, cloth, spices, dye, building supplies, tools, medicines, and slaves were all for sale there. Guards watched over the market and took anyone in disagreement to the judges. The Aztecs were known as the people of the sun. They believed that the sun needed human or animal blood every day to be rebirthed. To be sacrificed was to become like the gods. In fact, the person being sacrificed was often dressed to resemble the god being worshipped. The Aztec religions had many different holy days and special rituals for each day. Some rituals included sacrifice, and others did not. For example, in some of the rituals, the king and priests pierced their skin with cactus spikes and offered their own blood to the gods. The national dress for Aztec men was the maxilla. This fabric wrapped around the man's waist and between his legs. Over this, a man might wear a plain white cape tied over his right shoulder. Women were considered beautiful if they bathed. After baths, they used dye to make their skin yellow, which was another sign of beauty. Many crimes such as repeated stealing, adultery, or public drunkenness were punished with a death sentence. There were no jails, however there were cages in which people were waited to be put to death. No criminals were used for human sacrifice because this might displease the gods. Pregnant women received medical care from a wise female elder called the midwife. The midwife cared for the woman during labor and delivery and took charge of the baby immediately after its birth. First, the midwife shouted war cries to honor the mother for her battle in giving birth. Then she bathed she bathed the baby in a naming ceremony where she, not the parents, chose the baby's name. If the mother died giving birth, she was treated as if she had died in a battle. Aztecs enjoyed music, ball games, and board games. Allah Malditly was a game that looked like a combination of soccer and basketball. It was played throughout the Aztec Empire. It was a main entertainment for people, and Aztec rulers scheduled games wherever people needed a break from long stretches of work. Board games were played like today's backgammon. They were played on the grounds or in the village square or market. The Aztec diet was mostly vegetarian. Corn was the main crop. They also had a flatbread called tortillas, and tortillas were the main food of the Aztec diet. People went to work in the morning without breakfast. The first meal of the day was eaten at around 10 o'clock. In addition to corn, Aztec ate beans, sweet potatoes, green beans, tomatoes, cactus, red peppers, and chilies. Common fruits were apples, guavas, and cherries. Starvation was common. Sometimes there was not enough rain or too much snow, or rats and insects destroyed crops.